So welcome to the Seasoned Scholar, Season 3. And this Season 3 has seen or witnessed a lot of legends. And I think the one of the person for which we have been following him for first season, finally we find a time. So today our guest is Professor Ashutosh Sharma, which is an institute chair professor and at the Department of Chemical Engineering of Indian Institute of Technology, Kanpur. He is the founding coordinator of DST Thematic Unit of Excellence on Soft Nanofabrication and chairman of Center for Environmental Science and Engineering at IIT. Now he has been editor for several journals, and as a Secretary of Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, he served one of the, I would say, mother funding agency who drives the science and engineering research in the country. And just now he became president of National Science Academy. And so welcome, sir. I cannot tell you that how much happy I am I am very grateful that you spare some time to be here.
Yeah, Manish, I'm also very happy that we are finally meeting up. Is my audio okay?
Yes.
We're finally meeting up. I don't have COVID, you don't have COVID, both of us over COVID, and then also our Wi-Fi are working well. So I'm very, very happy indeed today that we are together and talking on a Sunday afternoon. Yes. Sunday afternoons are very good because they're a little bit less pressure on your time. And so, as you can see, that we are both surrounded by books on all sides. And of course, I wish that we were sitting in a park, but you can imagine that you are sitting in a park under, good shade of big trees. And we are talking, having a friendly talk. Okay. Please go ahead.
What has been the influence on you as a person? So, which means that how much influence of your father on yourself, or mother, or grandparents? So, three influencing people of your life till your growing age, whom you name it.
So, actually, I have to say that my major inspiration and role models were actually not humans. They came from Mahabharata. So whether it is Arjuna or Rudra or whatever you write, so it was very difficult for me to have actually human role models later on. I have not. I mean, of course, I have learned a lot from a lot of different people. I have been inspired by different things that they did, but I would never got into what you call kind of hero worship, or to say, look, I mean, there's a perfect human being out there that I must follow in everything, right? I never thought like that. So, whether it is in terms of following a religious doctrine, whether it is in terms of following a political doctrine, it is in terms of following lifestyle of a particular person, and so on. I never had that drive, actually. So while there are so many different inspirations, including, of course, parents and grandparents and the neighbors and other relatives and so on, I would not say exclusively that, for example, from my dad, I would learn, look, that you may have a lot of adversities in life, but you can remain committed and honest, right? So, you know how it is, some other government departments, people make money and so on. He was never into that. In fact, I remember so well, he would tell his bosses to transfer him to design rather than transfer him to the field. Because field is where people make money. Okay, but he didn't want that. So he didn't want that hassle, right? He said, I'm a kind of little scholar. I'm happy with my quiet life. I don't need to make more money and so on. So that's this is how you see people in action. Manish, you pointed out that some things are very easy to say, but very hard to do. But, they become easy to do once you have seen people doing it.
Yes,
repeatedly.
yes, yes.
Right. And then so this is what, this is induction effect, if you would.
Yes.
And I said, look, anyway, it is not necessary to have tons of money to enjoy life, to have a good family, to
Yes.
have a loving family, and so on. So you learn these lessons early on in life, right? Then it's not difficult actually to do that.
Um,
But now, I'm always telling people, look, you should not have, what you call a hero, a role model, and so on. I mean, we may be influenced by many different streams of thought. I mean, there may be something good even in communism. Who knows, right? I mean, I've read all of Karl Marx, I've read all of Lenin, everybody, right? And there may be something in existentialism, there may be something in this ism or that ism, right? It's not so you cannot be 100% committed, because that is called brainwashing. It's not your life you're leading anymore. Okay, if you are just totally falling in line with somebody's life or somebody's doctrine or somebody's way of doing things, right? This is where people go wrong. This is where all this fundamentalism, it comes from there, right? It is by saying that, oh, I cannot, I don't accept anything else. I'm only committed to just one narrow, very, very narrow view of life. Lived in Ajmer. Another great thing that I learned about the plurality of cultures. So this grandfather that I was staying with, he was among the top government officials in the British Raj time. He was postmaster general of Calcutta. In those days, it was a very, very high position. He was probably the first Indian to occupy that position. But after retirement, he was also a great scholar of Sanskrit. While his English was impeccable, even some just last month I found one of his old letters written to my father in 1966, when I was planning to move and stay with him. He was saying that how if I wanted to go to Mayo College in Ajmer and so on. So I saw that he had this impeccable English writing,
English.
but he was a great scholar of Sanskrit. And he was he's doing so, he was committed to social service. He was committed to many different things of that kind, right? So what I mean by that is, look, you can have a good fusion of what you may call plurality of culture. There is no conflict. Sometimes you think, hey, I'm go to convent, I'm educated like this and that, so I'll forget my my roots, right? So it is not necessary to do that. It's not necessary to commit yourself, as I said, only to a narrow view of life. And this was a lesson which I could learn naturally, not by talking, by seeing.